Hi guys, and welcome to this month's Greenwich Literary Symposium Book Club review. This month we have been reviewing Happiness for Humans by P.Z. Reizin, which was a recommendation last month from author Carrie Ho Fletcher, as you may remember. So the book is, what's it about, Pete?
It's about two AI bots. It's very high tech. Two AI bots that are kind of in development and they're being trained to learn new stuff, but they end up breaking out of their contained environment on their servers and getting out onto the internet. And instead of kind of starting world wars or taking over the human race, they actually end up just meddling in ordinary people's lives doing a bit of matchmaking and things like that, and kind of hilarity ensues.
So it's kind of like this machine that the woman, her job is to talk to it and kind of record how it's doing and what it's learning and kind of what its functions are, so that...
It's not a physical machine, it's like Alexa, it's just a bit of software.
Yeah. Oh, it's completely like an Alexa. It's about an Alexa that starts to meddle in people's love lives, trying to matchmake them, and goes to show exactly why or how, like, everything we do, everyone is listening. Like, your phone is listening, your iPad's listening, and then they are targeting you with things. It's that kind of thing. And it's very short chapters, which I liked.
Yeah, that was one of the things.
And then some chapters it kind of goes from the machines, what's going on from the machine's point of view to what's going on with the human's point of view. So you can kind of see it flips quite well between what's actually going on from both sides.
Yeah. So what did you actually think of it? Should I go first? I thought it was shit. I thought it was really, really naff. I can just imagine the writer being so smug when he or she had finished the book, thinking, I've written the 21st century version of Bridget Jones's Diary. It was just so trite, and every character was a cliche.
Yeah.
But like we were talking before, some flipping stupid stuff happened.
Yeah, no. So I didn't think it was shit, and a 21st century version of Bridget Jones's Diary, great, that's fine. And it was, I thought it was easy to read, it was lovely, and up until, it's like split up into different parts, so like every time there's a new part, something's changed in the book, isn't it? So you could almost say there's only 7 chapters, because there's 7 parts in there. And then each one is then split up. I think if it stopped at 6, I would have felt quite happy with that. The 7th bit...
Which is like the epilogue, but kind of after...
I was furious. It cheapened the whole thing for me.
I agree, the end was a bit of a letdown. It was so obvious what was going to happen.
It was cringingly obvious. Or, not even obvious, but like worse. What's the worst thing than obvious? When something's more than obvious. Exactly.
Ridiculously obvious.
Do you know what it's like? It's like this guy spent all this time writing a book. And then...
Yeah, I feel like it's written by a girl. Should I find out?
And he spent all this time writing this book, and then the day before he has to send his final draft through to the publisher, he's had... Well, I say he, it may be a she, or whatever. Like the night before he's had to send it over, he's had his friends round and they've all had a few drinks and they've decided to come up with a really hilarious ending that isn't actually really in keeping with what it is.
I'm not sure.
I thought it was easy to read, it was quick, it was quite fast paced in a way.
Because it slipped from one person to the next, but in slipping from one person to the next, it didn't ever recap things, it carried on the story.
Yeah. I guess trying to think of a redeeming feature of it, it was quite charming that Aiden, one of the robots, had been written quite camp.
Yeah, I
thought that was quite charming.
I thought he was a great character, actually.
I definitely recommend it. I wouldn't say to people, you have to read this book before you die. But if someone was looking for something of that kind of genre.
I'd recommend it to a certain
Yeah.
person. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody, but I would definitely recommend it to some people.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, marks out of 5?
For me, 3.5.
Oh.
Yeah, there's going to be a 4 until the last chapter. That's 3.5.
I'm going with a 4. Yeah.
Splitting between 1.5 and 2. I'm going to say
Really?
2 because it was readable. Like I read it in about 4 days. Couldn't wait to get to the end.
Scientifically, it's about 3 and a bit.
Yeah, 3 and a bit.
3.1 something, like
3 and a
1.7.
bit out of 5.
3.142, and that's
Is it?
pi.
Oh.
So next month's book is called Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. If you have read the book, then do let us know what you thought in the comments below, and we might give you a mention in next month's review. Until next month, cheers.
Cheers.